So Candace Owens has been catching a lot of attention from the conservative side. She has evidence where she claims that what's being reported from the FBI isn't true, that somehow, some way, Israel is the one who orchestrated Charlie Kirk's murder. Now, when I first heard this stuff going on, I wanted to wait to see what Candace Owens reveals. And the text messages really caught my attention because the TPUSA did come out and say those messages are legit. We'll play the clip in a moment on their response. But when it comes to Candace Owens, I don't blame her for digging deeper. We know the government has a lot of shady stuff going on. We can't trust them. Whatever they do, we have to have questions. You know what I'm saying? So I can't blame her for going out there, investigating things, and reviewing stuff to the public. And it's up to us to believe her or not, right? Now, when it comes to the situation with Charlie Kirk, people are saying, well, she's doing it for clicks and likes. She should just be quiet. My thing is this: they were really good friends. They have a lot of memories together. And when you see one of your closest friends get assassinated like that, you can mourn, and that's important. You should do that. But you want justice for him. So for Candace Owens to ask questions, to do research, I'm not against that. I'm all for somebody trying to stick up for their friend. And yes, it's messy right now because she's coming against his organization. But at the same time, I'm thankful she's doing the homework. And Candace Owens' base right now has a lot of ammunition. They've got a lot of things on their side where they're like, you know what? She looks correct. With all that being said, do I think Tyler Robinson was the one who killed him? Yes. I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole where I'm going to make these accusations and claims because at the end of the day, we can do so much digging, so much research, but everything in the darkness is not going to get revealed right now. I believe as a Christian, when Jesus returns, everything in the dark will be revealed in the light. That's what the Bible says. So I'm going to go based on that. Even if I can't find all the evidence right now, I can have these conversations about conspiracy theories, and those are fun, right? I don't mind them, but we just have to be careful and we have to utilize our time correctly. You know, we can Google stuff all day long and say, oh, this connects to this. At the end of the day, we just got to let the chips fall where they need to fall, in my personal opinion. If you want to do more digging into this, have fun. All that being said, we just got to make the best use of our time. You know what I'm saying? I have a family to take care of. I have, other things going on. Should I pay attention to this? Absolutely, because it's conversations we should have. And if something comes out of this where there's actual proof, okay, then we have that conversation. But it's a wait and see, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to make too much light of this because Charlie Kirk's gone and he can't stick up for himself. And we can go back and forth on, well, TPUSA is doing this, and we can have these theories and yada, yada, yada. Candace Owens is a liar. But we just have to move forward. Let me go ahead and play the clip here.
The start of this show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic. And I want to go into it because I actually am really excited that the truth is out there. I first want to say the reason I didn't share that screen grab publicly is because it was a private exchange, and I
just wonder if TPUSA was mad at all for her reviewing that information. I know he said he's okay with the public knowing now, but was there any type of animosity? Were they, wondering why was that revealed? Because again, it's private. When you do things behind the scenes, I understand this is a very important moment in history where we want the truth to come out because Charlie Kirk got assassinated. However, should you have kept that behind closed doors? And it just makes you wonder. So those are my initial thoughts about, it's a private conversation. And was there any problem with her reviewing that? And will she get sued for it? I don't think she will. But at the end of the day, it's like, should you be reviewing stuff that's supposed to be kept confidential, if that makes sense?
like it didn't necessarily comport with things that were already public. I wanted to not betray my friend's trust in that way. But I did share it with some people in government because it happened really quick. It was, it took 33 hours for authorities to get their suspect. And in those first moments, we wanted no stone unturned. We wanted to leave nothing unturned. So I shared it with a few people. Don't know where it went from there, apparently. But here we are. So one of the reasons, Blake, that I'm glad to have this now public, it was not mine to share publicly, but one of the criticisms we've received is that we don't care. We're not investigating every lead. We're not looking under every stone, and that somehow we're just like, sweeping things under the rug. And when I say that we want justice for Charlie more than anybody else, I really mean it, and no stone unturned. I mean, I don't know if you want to chime in on that
Yeah.
part alone, but I have more to say.
Yeah, so it has been so frustrating to have people blow up about this.
Yeah.
And I've certainly stated publicly, the reason I haven't weighed in on things is I am an eyewitness to events, and they've
Yeah.
said, don't comment on things because anything you
Sure.
say can
Well-
mess that up. I don't want to mess up any trial for the
Well,
person who did this.
That's 1,000% right. And
That makes sense because if the FBI is giving you instructions on how to handle this situation, you want to follow that process. So again, I go back to he only shared it to a few people in the government, and now everyone knows about what happened here. I'm glad he addressed the situation, but it's such a touchy subject because this is her friend. She wants people to know about the truth, and she's accusing TPUSA of saying, "Are you guys, dragging your feet?" Of course, fair or unfair, you're going to get criticized. It's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in, where people are going to take a side and like have questions and going to come after you. And the bigger your platform is, you're going to have to take certain stands on things, and people might not align with that. So yeah, it's just a tough spot to be in for these guys. And Charlie's not here; he can't speak for himself. But I want to read the text message to you guys. What Charlie Kirk said: just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Kansas. Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. Please don't invite Kansas. This might feel good short term, but it's not good long term. In my opinion, like all groups, you're going to get wide varieties of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life frustrating at times. So Charlie Kirk was considering leaving the idea of standing with Israel. Now, my thoughts on the Israel situation is I get why you want to stand with Israel. It's the Christian thing to do. I do have some questions. I think it's good to critique, even if you have a certain stance. Like I've critiqued Trump on the Epstein situation because you campaigned for that, but you don't want to reveal the files because Elon Musk said you're on the files. You know what I'm saying? Also, the whole thing with the Chinese students where he changed his stance on sending 600,000 Chinese students. The reason why I was not liking that idea is because you're supposed to be American first, but you're still helping people overseas. So you can support somebody and still have critiques about them. You can have a stance and still have some things you don't agree with. So that's just my take. I want to hear your thoughts about the Candace Owens reviewing the text messages. Where do you stand on this matter? Are you with Charlie Kirk's people and say, you know what, they're going to get the job done and what Candace is doing is messed up? Or do you stand with Candace Owens and believe everything she's saying? Want to hear your thoughts? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.